Oh no, we're all working pretty hard and it's pretty hot work, so yeah, no, you're pretty busy with that.
It was a perfect day for us to do a little bit of racing, because that's what we're trying to do to build up for Vilanova as well.
Each of the teams have got a great bunch of sailors and they've been developing their skills, so it's going to be really interesting when we properly line up and do it for real.
We are here with Marcus Hansen, cycler on board Emirates Team New Zealand, 49er, Vice World Champion in 2013 and second America's Cup. Marcus, today, first day on the water with the two boats. On the morning, one first session with the AC75. Now about to go out with the AC40 on one design configuration. Can you share with us which are the main goals with each of the boats today?
Yeah, it's really cool that we're trialling, taking two boats on the same day. Yeah, so a big day for shore crew and sailing team and getting all our processes around for that. So yeah, it's pretty exciting.
When talking about your specific role as a cycler and being one of the few ones who is a former sailor, are you giving any inputs, or do you have a fluent communication with the sailors when you are sailing on the AC75?
No, on the AC75 I'm a cycler. Yeah, we just power the boat and pull on all the aero. Yeah, no, so it's a pretty simple role, but it obviously takes a lot of training and discipline to keep the fitness up.
Is there any of the cyclers who is with your heads out of the boat trying to look for the shifts or the gusts and giving communication to the rest of the team?
Oh no, we're all working pretty hard and it's pretty hot work, so yeah, no, you're pretty busy with that.
Okay. And then when talking about cycling, is there a leader among the cyclers? Is there someone who is setting the pace for the rest of the cyclers, or not at all?
No, we would all just work as a group. Yeah, so we have two groups. We have like four that come on, and then we have a fresh set of people for the next session. Yes.
Usually, how often do you change from one session to the next in between the two groups?
Oh, it changes day to day really, and the groups change. It's just to even the load.
In these days of really high temperatures, do you make shorter sessions, or you are able to still do the same timings?
Yeah, for sure. The heat's really a factor. Yeah, I'm sweating away like crazy at the moment. Yeah, it's super hot out there. Yeah.
And then when talking about the system on board, for how long could you rely on the reservoir of oil pressure without cycling?
Oh, I'm not too sure really. It's not really my department. Yeah, we're just pedaling away and trying to power what we can.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
We're here with Yves Detrey, trimmer on board Alinghi Red Bull Racing. A beautiful day of sailing today, thermal breeze and flat sea with about 12 knots of wind. You had your two AC40s, one in one design mode and the other in LE mode, with both your prototype foils on and a new J2 jib. Can you tell us about your day?
It was a great day. I mean, it's nice to sail in 12 knots. It's a perfect wind condition in sea states. It was a perfect day for us to, do a little bit of racing, because that's what we're trying to do to build up for Vilanova as well. And in the meantime, as you said, we had our two boats out, and it was also a good opportunity to check performance and see how we were doing.
So the one design boat, the red boat, we thought looked faster today. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a bit marginal. It depends a little bit on the condition, and again, we will have to go through the data all together and speak about it. I think you saw that we swapped crew as well, so it's a discussion we're going to have tonight for sure.
Yeah, you swapped crew after 4 stints, and then you were in the red boat for the final 2 stints, the final 2 races. Was the yellow boat in manual flight control, the red boat in autopilot?
Not at all. I mean, we still have the autopilot on, and we were trying to race the two boats and build up our experience on the race course. So I think it's important to keep the boat as it is for the flight control.
So both boats were in autopilot for the full day?
Yes, they were.
Let's talk a bit about Vilanova. From the practice racing that we've seen so far ahead of the regatta, which team has impressed you the most, and why?
Actually, to be honest, I was away last week, and it would have been nice to look to the image from the pre-event that they did here in Barcelona, and see who's sailing best. And I didn't have the opportunity to do it so far, but for sure we will do it. Of course, Team New Zealand has an edge, because they've been sailing these boats for quite a long time.
Do you think we'll see a different sailing styles, upwind and downwind, for the fleet racing? If so, what do you think spectators should look for?
Yeah, for sure, we're going to see some differences on the first event, like any other series. When you show up to an event, you have your convictions, and then you believe that you are faster, and you have your setups, and then you narrow that down once you are sailing with the others. So for sure, for the first event, we're going to see some differences. So
you had Phil Robertson and Jason Waterhouse on the other boat. Will they race in Vilanova, do you think? Or is the team being selected already?
I cannot say anything about that, and I don't know myself who's going to race in Vilanova. So we'll wait a few more days. We still have to sail with our 40s next week and practice, and then we'll decide on the crew.
Yves, thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure.
Hi, a pleasure having you here. We had another hot day here in Barcelona, but pretty good conditions out there. How did you like the day so far?
It was a fantastic day on the water, obviously. It looked like there was going to be a lighter forecast early on, and then with a nice build later. Some of the conflicting reports, our forecaster got it spot on today, so it's fantastic to go out there, get through the whole range, just starting off in that 8 to 10 and then slowly going up to the 14 and some J3 conditions at the end. It was a fantastic day on the water.
What were exactly the objectives for today?
We had very similar to the previous day. Obviously we're foil testing pretty hard on starboard tack, comparing four-wing 1 and four-wing 3, and then a little bit of aero tests as well, and just some manoeuvre stuff, so it's been a good day.
Are the numbers approaching to your goals for preliminary regatta, or you think that there's still a lot to improve or change?
So at the moment we're still sailing the LEQ in LEQ mode, not in the one design mode. So the focus is really more on the foil development this week. Next week we'll try and put a couple of days in the one design mode to sharpen up a little bit for the first event. But really the primary focus is developing the fastest race boat we can. So we have a really nice AC75 when it comes around to racing for the real thing.
Okay. And is there a focus now in the team around fleet racing tactics and tactical playbooks for the AC40 Yacht Vilanova?
Again, we did a couple of fleet races the other week against the other team, so that kind of sparked a little bit of the conversation about how we approach it. But really, again, primary focus is on developing the fastest boat for the America's Cup. So we're really hard into the development stage with the foil testing and the aero testing, and we'll switch over, hopefully not too late, to do some race practice.
Nice. And last question for the audience. Who will be the top boats who will contest the match racing in Vilanova, in your opinion?
Hopefully us, but I think it's going to be very tight. Each of the teams have got a great bunch of sailors, and they've been developing their skills, so it's going to be really interesting when we properly line up and do it for real.
Okay, thanks.
Thank you.